One who faces his inner failings fears no demon nor beast.
Hello everybody, Horseman here, and this video is going to be detailing some more information about this Pagan online game, a new ARPG that is available on Steam, and discuss some of the systems that are going to be in play here in terms of how you're going to be progressing through the game with your character, and also how you're going to have the opportunity to get new characters. So that's specifically what this video is going to be all about. What you're seeing here is an extra type of mode called Expedition. I'm going to be detailing the Expedition, which is going to be a series of fights on a singular map, and also the Assassination. Both of these result in some character shards, and just like other mobile type games or even some MOBAs, you collect these shards in order to acquire these new characters. So what you're seeing here is an expedition. It's not necessarily story driven. You revisit old areas of the map that you've explored so far that, based on what I've seen, you select it from the battle gate and you go through the map and just take on these groups of enemies, pick up loot. If you want to continue, great. If you don't, because you're hurting or you know you're not going to make it, well, then move on. You know, go ahead and exit out. Regroup, and you can go back in there again. At the end of each of these encounters, you pick up your loot just like you would in any other part of the fights that you encounter in this game. You're not timed, which is nice, and equip, adjust, do what you need to do. What you see here is a map, and there are a bunch of nodes, and these nodes are going to be where you're going to go to do all your fights. What you're seeing right now is going to be the final fight for this particular expedition. And it's a bit of a lengthy one, which is nice. So let's go ahead and sit back, look at this, and we'll discuss what we see afterwards.
Trials of Istak have begun.
Alright, so now that that fight is over, let's go ahead and open up this big old chest here in a little bit after I take a look at some of this loot. I gave you some misinformation a little bit ago. This is Expeditions is not where you get fancy character shards. That is Assassinations only. But what this is going to get you is a bunch of those rare materials. You just saw me pick up a legendary class a material. It's a crafting material that you can use to build weapons, amulets, equipment, whatever have you. And that's really what this is going to be all about. Another thing you'll see there is it will drop those keys, and those keys are what enables you to get into these types of modes of play. A ton of loot drops from this, which is really nice. And you get a chance to just take a look at it, see if there's going to be any upgrades. You can sell it for money, and then you'll go back out of the portal and continue the rest of the game. So this is much like the Rift system in Diablo 3, in a sense where it's just an instanced map. You go through, you do all your kills, get your loot, carry on. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
The cold is familiar to me, comforting. I will bring the cold to the enemy.
Yeah, bud, you do that. Alright, so a couple things to note here. This is an assassination mode. Much like the Expedition, you're going to be going through this map and taking out groups of enemies all the same, but then at the end of it all is going to be your target, and that target is going to drop some sweet, sweet character shards, and those shards are going to help you to unlock new characters and also build upon your own if some shards for the character that you're playing also drop. So I'll let you go ahead and take a look at this, but before I do, I want you to take note to notice that my armor is a different color. So I have gone through and purchased some extra colors and skins, which is something that you can do in the Hero Forge, where we can purchase different skins as well as different color variants of those skins, either with gold or hero shards that are collected during these types of missions. Now, one thing to note here is that the fights themselves are going to be a lot longer than the fights that were the individual fights that were in the expedition, but there are less nodes to traverse before you get to the final wave. And also another difference is that in order to progress, of course, you do have to defeat all of the enemies here, but you're not going to be given a warning sign to say, hey, do you want to resume or are you done? You're just going to finish the fight, pick up your loot, and carry on. Just like the expedition, you're just going to have a map to follow. The map is going to be open in a sense to where you don't have to take the nodes into any specific order. You can just go get them done and carry on. The final wave here is gonna take place after you've already been kicking butt and taking names, and then this big boss, an elite type boss, is gonna be coming in with a lot of his baddie friends and decide that they want to make life hard for you. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you have enough potions, you're using them wisely. You're making sure you're using your cooldowns wisely, because this is a pretty long fight, as you'll see here. And of course, depending on your might power, this could take longer or quicker, depending on how strong you are. What you'll see here at the end of this fight is all that beautiful loot. Stand by. Okay, all right. Mission success. And of course, the most notable thing here are those orange god rays and blue god rays. But just like in Diablo 3, these are going to symbolize that legendary items have dropped, whether it's crafting materials, equipment, or, in this character, Lucan shards. These are shards used to unlock new characters. In this case, I got a whole bunch of these Lucan shards, so maybe I'll have the opportunity to go ahead and unlock that character. Nice. That is the best benefit to these assassination maps. I mean, of course, the crafting materials, the keys, the equipment, the fun, but those character unlock is going to be the best. Here's an example of a legendary item, but nowhere as good as the one that I already have, which is sad. Alright, so before we go to the Hero Forge and unlock a new character, I want to show you the abilities screen. This is a vendor that was unlocked that you have to go rescue, and then she's going to give you the opportunity to look at your abilities and give them new life through a skill tree type of system. Much like Mass Effect, where you just kind of dump points into these nodes as you progress, and then every now and then you have the ability to choose a branch. You can either choose, for the ones that go either up or down, you can choose one or the other, and it adds a new benefit, a new effect to your abilities to use in combat for the rest of the game, which is nice. I'm going to let you go ahead and watch me stumble through leveling up my abilities. Okay, now that that's over, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Hero Forge and check out my characters. And since I have enough Lucian shards to unlock them, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Do I want to purchase? Absolutely. Gives you a brief rundown about what you can do now that you have a new hero unlocked. But one thing to note is that it starts off at level 1, meaning if I try to use Lucian in my current progress, I'm going to get utterly destroyed. It's also nice to note that this is also the reason why you should hold on to some equipment for characters so that way you have them available when you do unlock them. Because right now, I have nothing for Lucian, which is sad, that poor bastard. So now that we've unlocked him, let's look at some of his options for skins. And let's go ahead and unlock some of these free ones too. I mean, may as well, right? In my opinion, the color choices for Lucian are not all that great. I think that there's so much potential for this character to have really cool looking skins. This first choice right here is not great. I do like this plague, this kind of plague bearer look. I do like this. It looks very alien, and I could really get behind that one. And this last one is probably my favorite for this character. I think this one looks kind of fantastic. Reminds me of a priest WoW armor set, tier set from like Cataclysm.
Fire cleanse you.
Okay, lastly, I want to talk about this card pack system that they have going on here. And the first thing I want to have you guys know is that, one, this is where you get a good amount of your more rare crafting materials. But to also note that as of right now, from this recording and from this the time I'm publishing this video, there's no way to go out and use real money to purchase these things. These things were afforded to me as part of like quest rewards for successfully completing the campaign and going through expeditions, assassinations, and as you progress through the game, you get these. Okay, so that's the first thing to note. And so far, the only thing that I have gotten from these is epic and rare crafting materials. I can't even remember a time that I got a legendary crafting material, though I do know that it is a possibility. Well, alright. Well, that's it. I'm going to have you watch this and wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please post them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please throw it a like. And thank you for watching. Alright, until next time, Horseman out.